I didn't understand any of what was going on. But it ruled. So I don't claim to have any right to this room. Uh, I'm not a proper Dragon Ball Z fan. I don't know anything about it really. I've watched so much of it, but I'm a poser. Yeah, I'm a fraud and a poser apparently. I'm so sorry, chat. I'm so sorry. I'm a fake fan. So, uh, right. I was gonna say, I have always loved ghost stories. I think they're like really cozy and I love how they bring people together. When I was a kid, I loved ghost stories a lot. I checked out like the only Do I know Totoro? Oh, yeah. I grew up with My Neighbor Totoro. It's like one of my favorite movies. It was my favorite movie when I was a kid. It's like kind of still, I don't know. There's a lot in there. It's like kind of surprisingly powerful. Um Cause when you're a really little kid, I don't know, at least for me, I watched it and I was like, I'm like May. Everything she does makes sense to me. And then you watch it and you're like, I'm like Satsuki. Everything she does makes sense to me. I know that it's Satsuki, but like, listen, in the terrible dub that I had growing up, before the modern one, before the new one, where they're like the Fanning sisters or something, someone else famous, she said Satsuki, and that's what it'll always be in my head. So the cat is so cute. Imagine if it purred during ASMR. I could arrange that. That could be arranged. Virtuelle, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You used to be obsessed with Casper as a kid. Yeah. Yeah. So I love ghost stories and I would really seek them out, but obviously like school libraries don't have a lot of ghost stories. So all I could find was this book of like old-timey American folk tales, some of which were kind of scary, and that was like I just had to make do. I was like, I'll find a way to feel spooky about these. There was one called like Old Tom, where he would like straddle a roof. He was just like a tall long man who would straddle a roof. Anyway, I was like, I don't know if I can find that scary. But then I would look at roofs and I would be like, I wonder if Old Tom's out there. Yeah, it's like a terrible off-brand Slender Man. Like a bargain brand Slender Man. Thank you so much. To be clear, it's not actually my model. It's a pay to use model off of VGen. You can get the same one with the head hidden and my head put on top of it. But if you want to maintain your immersion, then yes, my new nightgown. What do you think? Is it cute? I love it. Roofing is dangerous enough that solar has a higher per kilowatt death rate than nuclear? That actually makes a lot of sense. Nuclear disasters are pretty rare and just very well publicized and really catastrophic when they happen, but nuclear power has been used all around the world for a very long time. Certainly, I wouldn't expect it to have the same death rate, casualty rate as coal. Coal has a pretty bad casualty rate because mining is really dangerous. Maintaining that pose for the whole stream gotta be bad for your back? I don't think so. I hang out in this pose all the time. Is this pose bad for your back? I don't think this pose is bad for your back. What are y'all on about? You want a nuclear powered car? I mean, if you get an electric car and you are in a municipality where a lot of the energy comes from a nuclear power plant, then your car is running on nuclear power and you got your wish. You've held this pose for the whole stream and it already feels tired? I don't know. I feel like I would love to hold this pose. Ellie, new model, real? Kinda. You just need to remember to stretch. Yeah, we can have stretch breaks together. We can remind each other to stretch if you want. You never saw a live 2D that isn't in a standing pose. Yeah, it's pretty nice, right? Shumi has one. She has one where she's sitting cross-legged. So, do you guys want to start with the first ghost story? Are you guys ready? Are you guys feeling brave? Are you guys too chicken, bok bok bok? Or are you guys ready to face the terror of the first ghost story? So I am gonna let you guys choose. I'm gonna let you guys choose. So there's 10 holes. There's 10 holes. There's House of Terror. There's Army of the Dead. There's Backseat Maniac. There's Blue Baby Bonnet. I don't know what that is. There's Creek. That one's I like that one. I wanna read that one. There's Dog Lick. What the frick? The frick is Dog Lick? There's Don't Turn on the Light. Oh. For sale, baby blue bonnet, never worn. Wait, that's so good. Jack Shippo, thank you. And Scythe, thank you so much. Thank you. 10 holes. Imagine 11. Server Doglick? Yeah. Okay. Toward dog or okay, we'll read 10 holes because I've never read this one. I've never read any of these, to be clear. I looked over them briefly. I looked at the source and they were like, these are good for kids around a campfire, and I was ready. The lack of a Cerber Lick emote. I need to get her one. I need to get her one like yesterday. What happened to the plush? Oh no. Yeah, I didn't expect that one to be requested. I thought I disabled that. Whoops. Whoops. Yeah, please turn that one off. Thank you, May. I'm sorry. It'll go away soon. It's part of the spooky horror. See, guys? See? It's part of the spookiness. Side, thank you. And Toki. Toki, you brought the candle. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Are you ready to get spooky? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Ghost bug. It'll be gone soon. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for traumatizing you with the ghost bug. Ghost bug isn't real and he can't hurt you. Okay. Once, in a little village, not that far from here, there was a problem. Animals had started dying off one by one. In the morning, their owners would see them lying outside, 10 holes in their chest. The people thought it was the work of the neighboring town. Then, one night, a man by the name of Fred was closing his store for the night, and it was very late, and he was anxious to get home to his family. He shut off all the lights, then closed the door with a satisfying click. He turned around to go to his car and saw a dark shape in the distance. He stood still, trying to make out what it was. As it got closer, Fred turned to go. It was the last move he ever made. The next day, they found him with 10 holes in his chest. This made the town quite worried. They were scared of more people getting killed. So one night, 2 brave brothers, John and Jacob, went out to get rid of the problem. They each took knives, walkie-talkies, said goodbye to their father, and kissed their grandmother on the way out. Dang. Yeah, foolish Freddy, they called him. The 2 boys decided to split up. One would go by the site of the murder, and the other would go wander the streets. If one was attacked, they could use their walkie-talkie to contact the other. So they set off, keeping a close eye on the shadows. Nothing seemed to be happening. It was a calm night, and it seemed like they would get home safely. But then suddenly, John heard a crackling in the bushes behind him. He tried to call his brother, but it was too late. The figure leaped out of the bushes and tackled him, gouging his chest with its nails. Luckily, Jacob heard the commotion and rushed to help him. He leaped through the air and cut off the creature's right hand. The creature screamed and ran. Jacob took John to the hospital, and they bandaged him. The doctors called them heroes, and they finally got home at 6 that morning. Only their grandmother was up, so they said good morning. Then they went back to bed. Neither of them noticed she was missing her hand! Guys, that one had me in shock. Oh my god. I've got chills. I'm like, I'm spooked. I'm properly spooked. I didn't expect this one to spook me. I wasn't spooked until we got to that, and that spooked me. Yeah, it's just grandma forgot to put on her prosthetic. No, but like, why? Why? Cause they live in the town. Why did grandma just start killing the animals and the guy? What happened to why did she just start doing this? Presumably she lived here the whole time. Oh, but it's so spooky. It's so spooky to think that Grandma was the creature all along. Where, Granny? Grandma went feral. Grandma hated Fred. He was not her favorite. Why did she attack them? I don't know. I don't know. Grandma was a werewolf the whole time. Yo! Ella! Yes, I'm feeling a lot better. We're still doing like kind of a chill stream because you can still hear in my voice that I'm a little bit sick, but I thought it would be fun to just kind of chill. We're reading some ghost stories. That one was a banger. I did not expect them to be this good, honestly. I wasn't spooked at all. I was reading that whole thing like, ugh, this is baby stuff. I'm too cool to get spooked by this. And then it was Grandma? That's spooky. I got a grandma. What if she's a grandma? Oh no, grandma, where am I? Wait, that's so sad. That's so sad. Chill Ellie's so cool. I do think this is gonna be fun. I hope we enjoy this. I hope this does well. Because I'd love to do more of these, but I don't know. It'll depend. It'll depend. It's also everyone is streaming tonight. Yeah, thank you. I was such a mess. Most of this week, I couldn't even get out of bed. I was just like absolutely bedbound. And because my apartment is very small, my bed can't actually like expand into a bed. Like, if I want to lie down in my apartment, my bed has to be open, which means my whole apartment is just bed. So like, when I was really sick, like it was so sad. It was so sad not folding up the bed that whole time. It felt truly like I was confined to a prison cell. Studio? Yeah, but most studios are like bigger than this. I'm pretty sure this is an illegally small studio. So, you know, there is that, but it's so cheap. It's so cheap. For New York City, for Manhattan, so cheap. There's not really windows properly, but only your bed transforms and not your whole place. Yeah, not for much longer. Not for much longer. I'm moving, so I leave this place on Sunday after the stream, and then I am gonna stay with my parents until I think Thursday is when my flight is, and then I'm flying, yeah, in a week, across across a vast expanse, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited for it, but it is a lot. It is quite stressful, and being sick right before it was hard because even though I was done with work, which thank goodness, I almost put my last day as tomorrow, I would have been so toasted. Like, how would I possibly have done any work when I was feeling like that? Did their grandma become a werewolf, or did the werewolf devour their grandma and follow them home? Oh, scary. Wait, I like that even better. Then it's not even a werewolf, it's like a spooky shapeshifter. So scary. Yeah, we're not self-doxing this time. We're not self-doxing. So, I'm very excited to fly across time and space, and go back to school. And I'm really excited to not be working 12-hour days, 6 days a week anymore. May I never have to do that again. I really hope I never have to do that again. That was miserable. I am glad I did it because now I can afford to go to school. I'm also glad I don't have to do it anymore. You're kind of annoyed that they never explained the whole thing? Yeah, it is weird, right? Because if it's the claws specifically, why would they just like puncture their claws in and then pull their claws out without like they don't eat any of it? They just puncture? Very confusing. That it's a very confusing thing. I don't understand that part of the story really, but that ruled. That I liked that one. You keep wondering if being sick was a bit of my body forcing me to rest after my last day of work? Maybe. I don't know. I think it was mostly just being sick. Because everyone has this. May has this, and she was saying that other streamers were talking about having this. Some of my friends as well were saying like, oh yeah. And I have no idea. Yeah, 10 fingers makes sense, but why would you just like hole punch and then why would you just hole punch the body and then not eat anything, not... Ew, it's digitally transmitted? Yeah. Yeah, you're all sick now. Getting stress sick is real. It's true, but like, I feel like everyone is getting this. Like, I feel like everyone is getting exactly this like weird cold thing. So, the vampire werewolf. Did you know that vampires and werewolves were the same legend until like not that long ago? Like, vampires and werewolves were the same monster. I still can't, like, of course, like, once you think about it, it's obvious. They seem like they're two diametrically opposed things, but they're super not. It's a shape-shifting legend from Europe where someone turns into an animal and then turns back into a human, and it's transmitted by feeding on people, right? Syringe fingers! Oh, I like that. That's so good. That's so good. Don't some bugs inject their eggs into a host? I love that. That's the spookiest answer. That's the best answer. That's the one I accept. I think that this is a shapeshifter. It wasn't their grandma. This thing already killed their grandma. Is it just rabies? Yeah. Yeah, 100%. The origin of werewolves and vampires appears to be rabies. You know, freaky bug skinwalker. Hee. Well, it's hard to tell. I'm longer than I look, right? Because I'm sort of, the perspective is not in my favor. Is not in favor of making me look longer. But if you look, I'm basically the whole length, like the length of my torso in comparison to the length of the bed here. I'm a regular height. This is about the size of me. I'm not mini-sized. Bigger than she looks. Bigger than she looks. I've heard you have to be really generous about the definitions you find of werewolves before the 1930s. Yeah, I mean, all of this gets really squishy and mushy, and it isn't really the same monster that we believe in now. Dracula turned into a wolf when he got off the Demeter. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Bigger than Minnie doesn't say a lot. The dress hides half of the leg length. Yeah, the foreshortening. 4 or 5, like all VTubers. Horrendous. Love the Totoro plushie? Me too. I have one like that, and I cannot wait to cuddle it. Okay, guys, this is very tough for me. All of my stuffed animals are packed, and all of my instruments are packed. And so I can't play any music, and I don't have anything to cuddle at night except my pillow. And it's it's a little rough. It's been hard to sleep. Like, usually I sleep either with one of those things, right? Either I'll fall asleep like playing some music, or I'll fall asleep hugging stuffed animals. But everything's all packed, so no code bug to cuddle. Nah, he's stuffed in a checked bag, ready to be checked. So it's only one more week though. It's only one more week, and then I'll have all of my stuffed animals. Do I at least have my spinny ring? I do. I do have my spinny ring. I'll have all of my stuffed animals, and I'll have all of my instruments really, really soon. But it is hard. I should have kept a code bug to cuddle with. I should have. I know. I keep thinking about it. But my checked bags are already at my parents' house, so that I don't have to bring them when I move out of here into there. I brought them over a couple days ago, so I can't take them out now. It's just me in my apartment. I guess I could ball up some shirts and cuddle them. That's so sad. That's so sad. Every time I woke up from a deep sleep, I always don't know why I was on the ground. Wow, what a mysterious con you've brought to us. Ellie needs a body pillow-sized code bug plush. Oh, could you imagine a giant code bug? Could you imagine a long code bug? I do want that. I want that, like, so badly. Imagine a long code bug. I bet I could make one. Maybe that would be fun. Maybe I'll do like a sewing project. I Again though, I don't have a sewing machine. I can get one. I can get a sewing machine. I can get a cheap sewing machine. I can get a bunch of cheap fabric, and I can. We'll figure out what to do for stuffing. Stuffing is weirdly expensive, but we could make a long code bug. We could make a long code bug plush. A sewing machine? You mean a tractor? There's this thing called throne. Maybe, perhaps. It would be cool if you edited this stream down to just the stories and added music and sound effects to turn it into an ASMR collection. That would be so fun. I feel like maybe that would be good for long form stuff. I have been thinking that I should do more long form content. The thing is that YouTube you don't make any money on YouTube. I was showing my dad, because he was curious about my business and stuff. I was showing him like what you make where and all. And like for me, most of the money that I make streaming comes from Twitch, obviously, right? But a significant amount comes from Spotify as well. And some still comes from TikTok, weirdly enough, even though I haven't posted there in forever. So that's where I make money streaming. And then also sponsorships, right? Gamer subs is not nothing, right? When I do merch sometimes, but it's still not much. But yeah, YouTube doesn't make you any money at all. like in total, I think ever I have made less than $200 on YouTube for all time. So